Have you ever felt knocked down by life, where the thought of getting back up feels overwhelming? If you are navigating a period of intense difficulty, know that this experience is a universal part of being human. This guide provides a clear path forward, empowering you to not just endure challenges, but to grow stronger from them. Today, we delve into the essential skill of resilience. We will explore what it truly means, examine the science behind our ability to cope, and most importantly, detail 7 practical, evidence-based techniques you can begin using today. Understanding resilience, the foundation. In clinical terms, resilience is the process of successfully adapting to difficult or challenging life experiences. It is not an impenetrable shield against pain, but rather the capacity to withstand, adapt, and recover from adversity. Think of it less as a fixed trait and more as a dynamic skill set that can be learned and developed over time. To build it, we must understand the science. When you encounter stress, your brain's alarm center, the amygdala, triggers the fight or flight response, flooding your body with stress hormones like cortisol. In resilient individuals, the prefrontal cortex, the brain's center for reasoning and emotional regulation, effectively calms this alarm. This connection can be strengthened through practice. Thanks to neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new neural connections, this dispels a common myth that resilience means suppressing emotion. True resilience involves acknowledging and processing difficult emotions, not ignoring them. Another myth is that resilient people handle everything alone. In reality, a key indicator of resilience is the ability to seek support from others. 7 science-backed techniques to build your resilience. Now we will transition to the practical application of this knowledge. These 7 techniques are designed to be integrated into your life to systematically build your resilience. Approach them with patience and self-compassion. 1. Cultivate a growth mindset. What it is? A growth mindset, a concept developed by psychologist Carol Dweck, is the fundamental belief that your abilities, intelligence, and talents can be developed through dedication, effort, and learning from experience. It stands in direct contrast to a fixed mindset, which is the belief that these qualities are innate and unchangeable. The scientific principle, adopting a growth mindset, has been shown to increase motivation and achievement. Neurologically, it encourages the brain to remain more open to learning and forming new connections, even after setbacks. When you view a challenge not as a verdict on your capabilities, but as a learning opportunity, you are less likely to experience a debilitating stress response and more likely to persevere. How to do it, a step-by-step guide. Step 1. Identify fixed mindset thoughts. Begin by developing an awareness of your internal monologue. Notice when you think or say things like, "I'm just not good at this," "I'll never be able to figure this out," or "This is too hard, I give up." Step 2. Actively reframe these thoughts. Once you identify a fixed mindset thought, consciously challenge and reframe it. For example, "I'm just not good at this" becomes, "What am I missing here? What's another approach I could try?" "I failed" becomes, "That attempt didn't work. I learned that I need to adjust my strategy." The key is shifting from a statement of finality to a question of process. Step 3. Embrace the word. Yet. A simple but powerful modification is adding the word "yet" to the end of a fixed mindset statement. "I don't understand this" becomes, "I don't understand this yet." This small addition implies that with continued effort, understanding is possible. Why it works. A growth mindset reframes your entire relationship with failure and difficulty. It transforms challenges from threats into essential components of learning and growth. This fosters a sense of personal agency and diminishes feelings of helplessness, which are critical for bouncing back. Modifications for beginners. Start by focusing this practice on a single, low-stakes area of your life, such as learning a new hobby or tackling a challenging task at work. Keep a simple journal where you write down one fixed mindset thought you had during the day and the growth mindset reframe you used to counter it. 2. Practice mindfulness and emotional regulation. What it is. Mindfulness is the practice of maintaining a non-judgmental state of heightened or complete awareness of one's thoughts, emotions, or experiences on a moment-to-moment basis. Emotional regulation is the ability to effectively manage and respond to an emotional experience. The two are deeply intertwined. The scientific principle, mindfulness practices, such as meditation, have been shown to increase gray matter density in the prefrontal cortex, enhancing emotional regulation. It also helps to decrease the reactivity of the amygdala. This combination allows you to observe your emotions without being immediately swept away by them, creating a crucial pause between an emotional trigger and your response. How to do it? A step-by-step guide. Step 1. Foundational breath awareness. Sit in a comfortable position. Close your eyes and bring your full attention to the physical sensation of your breath. Notice the feeling of the air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, and then leaving your body. Your mind will inevitably wander. This is normal. Each time it does, gently and without judgment, guide your attention back to your breath. Start with just 3 to 5 minutes per day. Step 2. The RAIN technique for difficult emotions. When you feel overwhelmed by a strong emotion, use this acronym to guide your response. Recognize, acknowledge, and name the emotion you are feeling. There is anxiety here. This is sadness. Allow. Allow the emotion to be present without trying to fix it or push it away. Give it space. Investigate. With a gentle curiosity, investigate the emotion. Where do you feel it in your body? What are the physical sensations? What thoughts are attached to it? Nurture. Offer yourself self-compassion. You might place a hand on your heart and say something kind to yourself like, "This is really hard right now. It's okay to feel this way." Why it works. These practices train your brain to become less reactive. By consistently observing your thoughts and feelings from a distance, you learn that they are transient states, not permanent realities. This creates psychological flexibility, allowing you to endure discomfort and make choices aligned with your values, even when things are difficult. Modifications for beginners. If formal meditation feels daunting, try informal mindfulness. When you are washing dishes, for example, focus entirely on the sensory experience. The warmth of the water, the feeling of the soap, the sound of the plates. This brings mindful awareness into everyday activities. 3. Nurture strong social connections. What it is. This involves deliberately cultivating and maintaining a network of supportive, high-quality relationships with friends, family, and community members. The scientific principle, social connection is a powerful buffer against the detrimental effects of stress. Positive social interactions can trigger the release of oxytocin, a hormone that promotes feelings of trust and bonding while also reducing cortisol levels. Research consistently shows that a strong sense of social support is one of the most significant predictors of resilience. How to do it? A step-by-step guide. Step 1. Map your support network. Take a moment to identify the people in your life who offer genuine support. Categorize them. Who is a good listener? Who gives practical advice? Who can simply offer a comforting presence? Step 2. Proactive engagement. Don't wait for a crisis to connect. Schedule regular, meaningful interactions. This could be a weekly phone call, a bi-weekly lunch, or simply a thoughtful text message to check in. Consistency is key. Step 3. Practice reciprocity. Strong relationships are a two-way street. Be an active and empathetic listener for others. Offer your support when they are in need. This not only helps them, but also strengthens the bond and reinforces the mutual nature of your connection. Why it works. Having a reliable support system provides a sense of belonging and validates your experiences. It reminds you that you are not alone in your struggles. Voicing your challenges to a trusted individual can help you process them, gain new perspectives, and reduce the emotional burden. Modifications for beginners. If you feel your network is small, focus on quality over quantity. Deepening one or two existing relationships can be more beneficial than having many superficial ones. Consider joining a group centered around a hobby or interest to meet like-minded individuals in a low-pressure environment. 4. Engage in regular physical activity. What it is. This means incorporating consistent, intentional movement into your regular routine. It does not have to be intense exercise. The focus is on consistency. The scientific principle. Physical activity is a potent resilience builder. It stimulates the release of endorphins, which are natural mood elevators, and neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are crucial for mental well-being. Furthermore, it helps to metabolize excess stress hormones and can improve sleep quality, which is often disrupted during times of high stress. How to do it, a step-by-step guide. Step 1. Choose enjoyable activities. The most effective exercise is the one you will do consistently. Experiment with different forms of movement. Brisk walking, cycling, swimming, dancing, yoga, or team sports. Step 2. Schedule it. Treat your physical activity like any other important appointment. Block out time for it in your calendar. This increases the likelihood that you will follow through. Step 3. Focus on consistency, not intensity. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity activity, spread throughout the week as recommended by health organizations. A brisk 30-minute walk 5 days a week meets this guideline. Why it works. Regular physical activity provides a tangible sense of accomplishment and self-efficacy. It improves both physical and mental health, creating a positive feedback loop that enhances your overall capacity to cope with stress. It is a direct way to regulate your body's physiological response to adversity. Modifications for beginners. If you are currently inactive, start with a 10-minute walk each day. Gradually increase the duration as your stamina improves. The goal is to build a sustainable habit, not to exhaust yourself. 5. Cultivate a sense of purpose. What it is. A sense of purpose involves identifying what gives your life meaning and direction. It's about connecting your daily actions to a larger, personally meaningful goal or set of values. The scientific principle, having a strong sense of purpose is a core component of psychological well-being and a powerful predictor of resilience. It provides a cognitive framework that can help you make sense of negative events and reframe them as part of a larger journey. It serves as an internal compass, guiding your actions and decisions, especially during times of uncertainty. How to do it. A step-by-step guide. Step 1. Values clarification exercise. Write down a list of your core values. Examples might include compassion, creativity, community, growth, or security. Then for each value, write down 1 or 2 ways you can actively express it in your daily life. Step 2. Identify meaningful activities. Make a list of activities that make you feel engaged, competent, and alive. What have you done in the past that felt truly meaningful? Step 3. Contribute beyond yourself. Find a way to contribute to something larger than yourself. This could involve volunteering for a cause you care about, mentoring someone, or finding ways to help others in your community or workplace. Why it works. A sense of purpose provides a profound why that can help you endure any how. When you are connected to something meaningful, setbacks are less likely to derail you completely. They become obstacles to navigate rather than dead ends. This provides a deep well of motivation that is essential for long-term resilience. Modifications for beginners. Your purpose doesn't have to be a grand, world-changing mission. It can be found in small, everyday actions, being a reliable friend, creating a beautiful garden, or consistently doing your best work. Start by identifying one small, purposeful action you can take each day. 6. Practice self-compassion. What it is. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and understanding you would offer to a close friend who is suffering or has made a mistake. It has 3 core components: self-kindness versus self-judgment, a sense of common humanity versus isolation, and mindfulness versus over-identification with thoughts. The scientific principle. Self-compassion activates the same self-soothing systems in the brain that are triggered by receiving care from others. It can down-regulate the threat response and promote feelings of safety and security. Research shows that it is strongly linked to reduced anxiety and depression and is a key factor in the ability to learn from failure. How to do it, a step-by-step guide. Step 1. The self-compassion break. In a moment of difficulty, pause and say these 3 things to yourself. This is a moment of suffering. Mindfulness. Suffering is a part of life. Other people feel this way too. Common humanity. May I be kind to myself in this moment? Self-kindness. Then you might place a hand over your heart or use another comforting gesture. Step 2. The compassionate friend exercise. When you are being self-critical, stop and ask yourself, what would I say to a dear friend who was in this exact situation? Then direct those kind and supportive words inward to yourself. Why it works. Self-criticism often amplifies feelings of shame and inadequacy, making it harder to recover from setbacks. Self-compassion breaks this destructive cycle. It provides the emotional safety needed to acknowledge your mistakes and shortcomings without being consumed by them, which is essential for learning and growth. Modifications for beginners. Simply pay attention to your internal self-talk for a day. Notice how often you use harsh or critical language with yourself. This initial awareness is the first and most crucial step. 7. Develop proactive problem-solving skills. What it is. This is the ability to systematically approach a challenge, analyze it, generate potential solutions, and implement a course of action. It's about moving from a state of feeling victimized by a problem to becoming an active agent in solving it. The scientific principle. Engaging in active problem-solving enhances a sense of self-efficacy and control, which directly counteracts the feelings of helplessness that often accompany adversity. This process engages the prefrontal cortex, helping to regulate the emotional response driven by the amygdala and allowing for more rational and effective decision-making. How to do it, a step-by-step guide. Step 1. Define the problem specifically. Move from a vague worry, my finances are a mess, to a concrete solvable problem, I need to create a plan, to pay off a specific $500 debt in the next 3 months. Step 2. Brainstorm all possible solutions. Generate a list of every potential solution you can think of, without judgment. No idea is too small or too radical at this stage. Step 3. Analyze the pros and cons. Go through your list and write down the potential benefits and drawbacks of each solution. Step 4. Choose one solution and create an action plan. Select the most viable solution. Break it down into small, manageable, sequential steps. Step 5. Act and review. Implement the first step of your plan. Afterward, review the outcome. Did it work as expected? Does the plan need to be adjusted? Why it works. This structured approach turns overwhelming problems into a series of manageable tasks. It shifts your focus from the stress of the problem to the process of finding a solution. This builds confidence and reinforces your belief in your ability to handle future challenges. Modifications for beginners. Practice this method on a small everyday problem, such as how to organize a cluttered room or plan a complicated meal. This helps you build confidence in the process before applying it to more significant life challenges. Bonus tips for building foundational resilience. Resilience-boosting nutrition. Focus on a diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids, salmon, walnuts, complex carbohydrates, whole grains, legumes, and antioxidants, berries, leafy greens. Stay well hydrated. Beneficial activities for stress regulation. Journaling, use brain dumps or structured prompts to process emotions. Spending time in nature. Even 20 minutes in a natural environment can lower stress hormones. Creative expression. Engage in art, music, or writing as a nonverbal outlet. Do's and don'ts on the path to resilience. Do acknowledge your feelings without judgment. Focus your energy on what you can control. Maintain a consistent daily routine for stability. Celebrate small steps of progress. Practice gratitude to shift your perspective. Don't isolate yourself. Actively reach out for support. Engage in catastrophic, worst-case scenario thinking. Compare your journey to anyone else's. Rely on unhealthy coping mechanisms like avoidance. View setbacks as total failures. They are part of the process. Information on professional treatment. While self-help strategies are powerful, there are times when the support of a mental health professional is necessary and the most effective path forward. Seeking professional help is a sign of profound self-awareness and strength. Common therapeutic approaches that are effective in building resilience include cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. A therapist works with you to identify, challenge, and reframe negative or unhelpful thought patterns and behaviors that may be undermining your resilience. Acceptance and Commitment Therapy, ACT. This approach focuses on developing psychological flexibility by helping you accept difficult internal experiences, clarify your personal values, and commit to actions that are aligned with those values. Dialectical Behavior Therapy, DBT. DBT is particularly effective for those who experience intense emotions. It teaches concrete skills in four key areas: mindfulness, distress tolerance, emotion regulation, and interpersonal effectiveness. In certain situations, a physician or psychiatrist may determine that medication could be a helpful part of a comprehensive treatment plan to manage underlying conditions like severe anxiety or depression. This is always a collaborative decision made with a qualified medical professional to support your overall therapeutic goals. Precautions and potential dangers of unaddressed stress. Failing to address chronic stress and a lack of resilience can have serious, long-term consequences. Physiologically, prolonged exposure to high levels of cortisol can weaken the immune system, increase inflammation, and contribute to a host of chronic health issues, including cardiovascular disease, digestive problems, and metabolic syndrome. Cognitively, chronic stress can impair memory and concentration and may even lead to structural changes in the brain over time. Emotionally, it can escalate into diagnosable anxiety disorders, major depression, and burnout, severely impacting your quality of life, relationships, and ability to function day to day. Taking proactive steps to build resilience is a critical form of preventative healthcare. How to make resilience a sustainable habit. Integrating these techniques into your life is a process. The goal is sustainable practice, not temporary perfection. Start small. Do not attempt to incorporate all 7 techniques at once. Choose one that feels most accessible and relevant to you right now. Commit to practicing it for just 5 minutes a day. Anchor to existing routines. The most effective way to build a new habit is to link it to an existing one. For example, practice your deep breathing exercise immediately after your morning coffee. Do your journaling right before you turn off the light to sleep. Track your progress. Use a simple notebook or a calendar to mark the days you practice your chosen technique. This visual record provides a sense of accomplishment and helps maintain motivation. Note not just that you did it, but also how you felt afterward. Find an accountability partner. Share your goal with a trusted friend. A simple text message like, "Did my 10-minute walk today? How about you?" can provide mutual encouragement and support. Practice self-compassion on off days. There will be days when you forget or lack the motivation to practice. On these days, it is especially important to be kind to yourself. Avoid an all-or-nothing mindset. Simply acknowledge it and recommit to starting again the next day. Conclusion. We have established that resilience is not a fixed trait, but a learnable skill supported by the brain's capacity for change. You now have a toolkit of 7 actionable science-backed strategies to help you navigate adversity. Remember that you possess the capacity to not only recover from challenges, but to emerge with greater wisdom. The journey of building resilience begins with the small, consistent steps you take each day. Disclaimer. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. The information we're sharing is designed to support, not replace, the relationship that exists between you and your healthcare provider.